And then yesterday, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese meet again. And again, there's a storyline coming out after the game. And this is getting tiring, really. It's old.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, at what point do you just let basketball be basketball? And for a second, basketball was basketball. Because I'm not here to say that I want anybody to gang up on anybody, bully anybody. And I didn't think that was happening yesterday in the Sky Fever game. I ended up sitting down watching the second half, had it on to the first half. We were doing some things around the house during the first half, moved inside, watched it during the second, watched the entire second half. And I have got to be completely honest. I had no problem with the foul of Angel Reese on Caitlin Clark. Like, if it's going to be basketball, that's a hard foul. That's a common foul. She's going to the goal. Reese has the angle. Reese swats down. She didn't slap her in the face with her hand. Her arm hits her in the head because she's trying to make the play. I've been refereeing basketball for 12 years. I've seen that play countless amounts of time, and it be clean. Nobody's trying to injure anybody. People are just going, extra effort to the goal. Defender's trying to make a play. He's trying to cut him off. She's trying to cut him off. Ends up swatting, hitting in the head. Common foul, 2 shots, line them up. Right now, there's a lot of safety on the game. They end up making it a flagrant 1. Fine. If those are your rules, cool.
No problem with it.
Shoot the free throws, inbound the ball, play it. Right? After the game, Angel's got an opportunity to keep it as basketball. But then she just kind of moves into this one comment of saying that I guess there's a special whistle for other people out there. And it's like, come on, Angel, like, I love you. I'm Team Angel.
Right.
It's going to take a lot for me to jump off the bandwagon. But more of this stuff, and I will. Because it's so old now. Like, what is this? Like, if y'all don't like each other, okay, awesome. I think the WNBA could benefit from a Magic Bird type
100%.
scenario, right? But all of this petty BS going back and forth every time you play, just keep it about basketball. Really, like, just let it be basketball. And if it is going to be basketball, again, Angel, I'm with you. I hope you win, but you're 0-2 against her. Like, just, what are we talking about?
Right.
Like, what are we talking about? There should be no post-game press conference. If there is, it should be about the team. There shouldn't be anything talking about. Nobody gets a special whistle. You hit her in the head. I mean, you knocked her across the head. It's a common foul. It's been a foul since you started playing when you were 8. It'll be a foul when you retire at 38. It's always going to be a foul. So just let it be a foul and move on. Right? I mean, if you've listened to this show, I banged on Caitlin Clark for the entire year, her entire senior year. I thought she was all show. It was all for the attention. It was all for the wrong reasons. They're going to mess around and make me like this girl. Because of just like, she keeps it basketball. For somebody who could make comments about being off the Olympic team, about really, she played the high road. She gets pushed around out there. She doesn't really complain, say anything. She just plays. And in all reality, she kind of whipped their ass yesterday.
She did hit the dagger to win the game.
7 for 11.
But not only that, like, you can see her and Boston are kind of getting some chemistry together. Mm-hmm. They're starting to kind of find the open spots. I mean, when Reese knocked her down, the first thing that I did realize is that 3 of her teammates came to pick her up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that, look, if the league hates her, then the league hates her. If you're traveling with 15 people that got your back, she probably feels bulletproof. If she feels like that there's finally somebody that can enforce for her or at least supports her. Yeah. And again, I'm not here to say it's between Caitlin and Angel, and I'm not playing what the whole world is playing on that. I'm tuning in to watch basketball. I'll watch those two play basketball wherever, but let's just keep it about the basketball.
Right.
Let's just play basketball. And I thought that Angel made a really good play. Or not a good play. It's a foul.
She's
but it's
trying
a
to make
hard play.
Right.
She's trying to make the play. I don't think she was head-hunting her. No. I don't think she intended to hit her in the head. I think she wanted to swat the shot and stare at her in her face. And I'm not saying that if she would have swatted the shot that she would have just turned and ran down. She'd have let her know about
100%.
it. Right? Like that's what her intentions were. When it was a common foul, shoot the 2 free throws. If it's a flagrant one by the letter of what your rules are being played by, make it a flagrant one, let them inbound the ball and play the game. But the comments afterwards, there's got to be somebody within the public relations department of the WNBA entire league that now you got to put like a PR person with each team. And there has to, and anybody who's been in media has seen this time and time again. I have asked a question times in media circles, press conferences, and had a PR, a sports information director, somebody who's looking out for the brand and for the sport, say, we're not going to answer that. Like, athlete coach, don't answer that. You can't ask that question here.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? Like, those are our rules. Well, we could ask those last week. Well, we have new rules. And if you don't abide by them, you can't come back. You'll have your media privileges taken from you. That's how you make sure and keep all of what the WNBA is getting. They're getting blasted right now, really, for what happens off the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, really, get yourself a public relations director and oversee the PR of the league. And letting these people just go into these press conferences, all of them, Caitlin Clark, Angel, all of them, unabashed and without any guardrails, without anybody behind them saying, hey, look, this is off. This is off the table. We're not talking about this.
Right.
We're not answering any questions about that. Nobody's answering any questions specifically about one player that's not in the game or being played. Does everybody in the media understand? Yes? All right. Sweet. Ask your questions. And then like some PR training internally with the league. Like how you handle yourself. You can't tell everybody how you feel. I mean,
right.
Like, you can't tell everybody how you genuinely feel.
Well, and if you want to be the villain, if you want that to be, to be able to boost the fame a little bit and the popularity and play the villain card, you can do that and still be likable. Like you can be a likable villain. I mean, LSU has done that in many different sports. Like LSU women's basketball was the bad guy, but you can be the bad guy and be likable.
Sure.
But a comment like the special whistle or whatever, that's becoming unlikable. Like you're no longer just the villain. Now you're becoming somebody that it's, like you don't want to root for somebody that's going to talk like that after a basketball play. Because like, don't get me wrong, I think the game plan for Caitlin Clark, some of it there may be some jealousy or whatever because these are professional athletes and they all have egos. But I think the game plan for Clark in majority of the games is to be physical with her.
Yeah.
Because she can't handle it very well. Like she just doesn't. She doesn't handle the physicality that well because she flops, because she tries to draw fouls, whatever. And so that's just the game plan. And I don't think Angel's play was out of, let's be physical with her. It was more of she's just trying to make a play. Yeah. An impact play. They weren't winning in the game. They weren't playing particularly well, and it was a close game. If she gets that block and hypes her team up a little bit, it's a whole different ball game. But she doesn't. It goes the other direction, and then she goes and makes that comment. So I agree with you in that if they were able to get some PR training or just have somebody there with the players, at least for now, while the league is getting this popularity.
Right.
Like it doesn't have to be like that forever because the NBA doesn't have PR guys there. But the NBA has been so popular for so long, the players have figured it out. So in this boost of popularity for the W, if they have somebody there that can protect the players from making themselves look specific ways, whatever they decide to tweet after the game, that's on them.
Yeah.
But if they're able to protect the press conference and the league, that'll end up in a much better position.
I agree. I think it's it's not easy, but it's an easy fix.
Right.
I mean, you can put people in place that apply guardrails and put, just things that we're not talking about.
Yeah. And this is a young league. Like just talking about the league itself, not even the players. Like the WNBA is not the NBA that's been around for 70 plus years or whatever. It's not the NFL that's been around for it. Like it's a young sport. And so everything in and around it is still getting figured out, and it's never had this level of popularity that it has right now, which is because of Caitlyn and it's because of Angel. It's not because of just one of them.
Yeah.
They've both boosted this popularity more than any players beforehand. Not saying they're better than everybody that's come before them, but when it comes to media personalities and boosting the popularity, they have done it better than anyone that's come prior. Now, are they the best in the league? No. But they've created this popularity that has created these new opportunities, but it's created new opportunities for players to make mistakes. And that's kind of what we're seeing gain all this traction on social media.
Yeah. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Good to start the week with you.